left foot braking is very, very important. Today, I'm gonna teach you guys how to left foot brake. Brake loose, get on those brakes, counter steer, flick, left foot brake.
We're in Las Vegas victory lane for Fox Television. Ricky Bobby, today's big winner. Heck of a win for you today, but it seems as if you either win or crash the car trying to win.
Well, Dick, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence, and nobody can hang with my stuff. You know, I'm just a big, hairy American winning machine. If you ain't first,
The bumper
you're last.
kind of good there,
You know,
my guy.
what I'm talking about? That phrase, trademark, not produced Ricky Bobby.
They didn't see nothing. Hello, I'm Jensen. What's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a great day. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like and subscribe. So in this video, I'm gonna bring you guys another tutorial. A lot of you guys commented saying, I want to learn this, I want to learn that. One of the main things people message me saying that they want to learn is left foot braking. So today, I'm gonna teach you guys how to left foot brake. In the last video, I taught you guys how to drift an S-turn. Flick in, counter, straight. This left foot braking method can definitely come in handy with anything you want to do. Trying to do a U-turn, doing donuts, drifting, burnouts, anything that kind of involves spinning the rear tires. Left foot braking can greatly improve your driving skills, and left foot braking is very, very important. And I'm going to teach you guys, or at least try to teach you guys, everything there is to know about left foot braking. So let's get right to it. So let's start off with a brake stand, aka a burnout. Probably the most basic thing you can do in a vehicle when it comes to spinning the rear tires. Pretty simple. All you do is keep your left foot on the brake, okay? If you're in an auto that doesn't have manual mode, put it in a low setting, like first gear. If you're in a Hellcat or something like that, you have manual mode, so throw it in first or second. Hellcats can do it in second all day long, no problem. And this is definitely with traction control completely off. Traction control, ABS completely off. I didn't go into that because that's pretty mandatory. It's kind of common sense. You don't want traction control of any sort for what we're going to be doing today. You're going to have your left foot on the brake, stopping the vehicle, okay? You're going to put your right foot on the gas pedal, and what you're basically going to do is slowly let off the brake as you're slowly pressing onto the gas. When you get better at it, it's obviously going to be a lot faster of a transition, but for this, just gradually find that balance point from keeping the car still at a stop while you're on the brakes, but being on the gas and spinning the rear tires. Once you start to do it a couple times, you'll be able to tell like when the tires start to break loose, when you can give it less brake and more brake, less gas, more gas, all that type of stuff. So let me show you the very beginning, how to do a brake stand, aka a burnout, whatever you would rather call it. But basically, you're just sitting at a dead stop while your rear tires are spinning. So on the brake, foot on the brake, as you can see in the foot cam, foot on the brake. And what you want to do is just give it gas and less brake until the rear wheels start spinning like this. They're spinning right now. See, I'm not redlining, I'm not going crazy because they're gonna spin regardless. that's pretty much how you're going to carry on throughout the entire video. So moving on from the brake stand, going into the rolling burnout. So rolling burnout, you can be going any speed from 5 miles an hour to 10 miles an hour to 100 miles an hour. It's kind of going to be the same. It's just going to be your reaction time is going to have to double, triple, quadruple when you're going that fast. Do the same thing as a standing burnout, but you're not coming to a complete stop. So you're already going to be on the gas because you hit the gas first to break the rear tires loose. It's pretty much swapping pedals. Instead of being on the brake first, you're going to be on the gas first. So boom, gas first. As soon as you feel those wheels, those rear wheels start to lose traction, you're going to start to roll on the brake and be very gentle with it. The slower you go, the easier you can figure this out, because at high speeds, you can like give it too much brake and you'll end up slamming on the brakes and then catching traction, and it's pretty embarrassing. You can do this at low speed too, but you want to find that balance point once again in between enough brake and enough gas. Get down to your desired gear where you know that the tires are going to spin. Yes, because it's wet outside, it's going to help a lot. So just because I have 1,000 horsepower, you can do this as well, you know, with lower horsepower. But anyway, same type of method. You just give it more gas and apply the brakes. So same thing, you're just rolling instead of being dead stop at a brake stand, you know. Obviously with the rolling burnout, it's going to be a little trickier because you're going to have to bring counter steering into effect. You're going faster, so the wheel speed is going to be higher. There's a lot of variables in it, so definitely going to want to make sure that you counter steer. If you start to get sideways, don't get scared, and when you get sideways, let off the gas and slam on the brakes. That's a huge no-no of something to not do. Start to get sideways, you know, and you think you're going a little too far, you're gonna left foot brake a little bit harder. You're gonna stomp on the brakes a little bit harder and give it a little less gas so you start to catch more traction. It's all this is a huge balancing game. Do another little rolling burnout for you guys. So I'm gonna drop it down to third. You could go second if you're going slower. Third's perfect for me. But like I said, roll on the gas, brake loose, get on those brakes, counter steer. Okay? Don't be scared to counter steer. I would definitely recommend starting at a very low speed, like 5 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour, something like that. 10's even a little fast to start doing this. But start at a low speed, you'll start to get it down. But like I said in the video, you want to counter steer. You're gonna want to counter steer because once you're in once your rear wheels start spinning, you're gonna start to kick either direction. So depending which direction you start to go, stay in the gas, stay on the brake. If you start to spin out, like I said in the video, start to spin out, give it a little bit more brake, little less gas. If you feel like you're catching traction, little less brake, little more gas. It's that balance point. You got to find the balance point. Recently saw this one guy in I think it was a blue wide body. He was driving in the rain and hit a wet patch, completely hydroplaned into like a truck, almost hitting the side of a building and a bunch of other stuff. So I might do a little breakdown on that video and show you guys what he could have done to avoid that, because in my opinion, it was extremely avoidable. A couple people say it wasn't because it was so wet outside, but I'm out here doing a lot more in the rain, and so I believe I got some tips for him. Anyway, stay tuned for that video. Let's get to more tutorials. Come on. So now that we have the brake stand down, we got the rolling burnout down. Now let's learn how to do a U-turn, and lift foot braking is extremely important on this with a U-turn if you go from a stop in a very narrow section, because if you just hit the gas, you're going to spin very, very quick, and you're either going to hit the other side where you don't want to hit, or you're going to understeer and slam into the curb. So check this out. You could use left foot braking for so many different purposes. Like, say you wanted to make a U-turn right here, right? All you have to do, just put it in your desired gear. Mine would be second. Get the wheel speed up, right? Easy. Pretty much the entire method to left foot braking is slowing down the slide or slowing down the donut, the U-turn to get higher wheel speed, more smoke. Say you're coming up to a double lane road and you want to do a U-turn. There's no spots to U-turn anywhere like that. Boom, easy. You bring in that brake stand that we learned in the very beginning. Bring that brake stand in. Don't get really close to the edge when you start. Start almost in the middle of both lanes. Turn the wheel to the right. If you're gonna do a left-handed U-turn, turn the wheel to the right so the ass end will kind of kick to the left and you'll be pointing towards the right of the road, the side of the road, you know? When it starts to kick out, you're gonna wanna turn all the way in like you're gonna do a U-turn, hit the brakes, find that balance point in between still losing traction and being able to stop the car. When you hit the brakes, smash on the gas so that way you have no traction whatsoever. And what that's going to do is when you smash on the brake, it's going to almost pivot the car around. As you can see in the video that I showed, it's going to almost pivot the car around so it flings the ass in, but you're still using the left foot braking method, so you're not over rotating and you're not gonna, go in a different direction. Left foot brake, so that way if you need to, you can slam on the brake, let off the gas, you come up short, or you're not gonna make the U-turn, it's too narrow, something like that. That is never going to be perfect. There's always gonna be one or two scenarios where you have to stop and maybe reverse out or something like that. It takes a lot of practice, but that's kind of the way to use left foot braking in a U-turn. So after you got the brake stand down, after you got the rolling burnout down, then you got the U-turn down, and you can use when you're doing donuts as well. Here's a little clip of me left foot braking doing donuts. You can use it to start off the donuts, use that left foot braking brake stand to get the wheels spinning and then initiate. That's one way to use it while doing donuts. Another way is while you're mid donut, you can left foot brake a little bit to slow down the slide so you're not coming in like, if extremely hot, say you want to get close to something, you can left foot brake a little bit so you slow down and you can get closer and closer and closer, and that continues on to when you want to use it in drifting. And so after you got all that stuff down, you got the donuts down, the exits, all that using left foot braking, you can carry that over into drifting. So let's start off with a small corner where all you do is come from a stop and then slide into the turn. So if you go from a dead stop, you're parked, but you're looking at the turn, either a right-hand turn or a left-hand turn. You're dead stop. Say it's a right-hand turn. Hit the wheel spinning. You start to let off the brake a little bit so you're not dead stop, but you can start moving, okay? And carry on through that turn. So this is almost like a super slow-mo drift. You're left foot braking the entire corner, pretty much doing a brake stand around the entire corner, but it'll teach you like where you need to counter steer, where your wheels should be pointed, all that type of stuff. That's the easier way to carry it into drifting. The other way is after you're already initiated, kind of the same thing with donuts. You can kind of just ease on the brake a little bit, slow the slide down, and create more smoke, more wheel speed. When you're sliding and you start to hit the brake, what it does is it almost straightens the slide out rather than coming at an angle. It'll almost push the car straight. depending on how much brake you're using. So you wanted to left foot brake to slow down a turn. This is how you do it. Come into the turn. You're gonna already have your flick going. Flick, left foot brake. That's a couple different ways to use left foot braking. I hope you guys learned some tips. This is definitely not everything you can do with left foot braking. It's kind of endless. So like I said in the last video, definitely want newer tires in the front so that way you have traction in your front end, because when your back end gets loose, you don't want to have your front end push the direction your wheels are not pointing. So you want decent tires up front, stickies, not like drag radials or anything crazy, but good sticky tires in the front, and then whatever you want in the rear, because we're killing those. It doesn't matter. But you always want as much traction up front as possible. That's why all the Formula Drift cars you see have crazy camber in the front, and they stick out a little bit wider, because at full turn and when you're turning, the geometry of the wheel changes. So it's gonna do this and do this and do that. So you definitely want sticky tires up front so you can get the most traction and your car does what you want it to. You can point it in the direction you want it to. Keep them front wheels pointed and continue through the turn, and not somehow understeer or oversteer and hit a wall. Nobody wants to do that. And that's pretty much the end of the video. I hope you guys picked up some tips, learned some things. Comment down below if you have any other questions, what you guys want to learn next. If you haven't seen the previous tutorials that I've done, make sure you go check those out. A bunch of different tutorials and tips on doing donuts and that type of thing. I think the next video I might do is learning how to manji. Let me know. There's a bunch of stuff I could teach you guys. But thank you for watching. I appreciate it. If you'd like to support the channel, go down below to helloclothing.com, grab you some merch. Just dropped a few sweatsuits and hoodies and a bunch of stuff on there, so go check it out. I'd really appreciate it. It helps the channel a bunch. If not, just make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share, hit the bell, thumbs up. I'll see you guys in the next one. Deuces.
In Las Vegas, victory lane for Fox Television. Ricky Bobby, today's big winner. Heck of a win for you today, but it seems as if you either win or crash the car trying to win.
Well, Dick, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence, and nobody can hang with my stuff. You know, I'm just a big, hairy American winning machine. If you ain't first, you're last.
Kind of good there,
You know,
my guy.
what I'm talking about? That phrase, trademark, not for Ricky Bobby.
They didn't see nothing.